Alright guys, how are we all doing?
Man.
Not bad, aye, all good.
Good. Welcome back to the Specky Tube podcast. the John, your host, the John Suter of the podcast world, with my broken leg again. You'll hear hundreds of stories. The only good thing this time is there's no cup finals to play, and it's the first time I've done damage to my leg and Hearts on the Inner Cup. Superb. Anyway, welcome back to this is your unofficial Hearts podcast. This week we've got Kev, Ando, Shanks, and Brad's. How we all doing, boys?
Yeah, not too
Doing
shabby.
all right, mate.
Good. Tam is, I don't know what Tam's up to, but he's hiding. We've won the championship. He doesn't want to talk about it. He's hiding in his house, isn't he? Actually, no, he's probably down the plaza trying to beg the club to no leave it on the stand. He's like, please lift it. I need my pictures. I need a new picture for my packed lunch.
I reckon
folks.
he's hiding, just because we got on like an absolute house on fire the last two podcasts.
That's true,
so I reckon he's hiding for me in case I give him a volley of abuse. And this is, I think, the third or fourth time he's sacked us off for, well, real life. So, aye, to hell with you, Tam.
Aye. Thanks to everybody. Like Ando had said there, the live reaction to Alloa and last week's podcast has been amazing. Big thanks to Claire from the Hearts Ladies team. Superb, brilliant stuff. Well done, Shanks and Ando. Shanks and Ando. you're getting credit for something you did there. I just leave it unlucky. Sorry, Brads. you just get thrown under the bus. Thanks to Brads and Ando for doing it. It was great. Claire was superb value. We loved it. And big thanks to Rab as well. And for everybody at the This My Story podcast, we just hope that we're wishing Rab all the best in League One for next year. It was nice that he'd been up in the big league for a few seasons, but it looks like Dunfermline are going down the jobby. Right. This week we'll have our usual stuff. Shanks McCann in a wee second. We'll have headlines for the week. We'll have quiz Roy Simpson in brackets down. You can bleep that out. Everybody, if you remember when we had Craig Cairns on, we'll go back to that feature where basically we'll try and name the squads from a famous Hearts game. We've got Kev's Alpha Bites or whatever we're calling it. We're trying to guess the players. Then we'll have a wee review of Alloa, another wee review of the season as a whole. And then Morton, I think, is next in it Saturday. Tuesday night. We play Tuesday night. We're playing Morton on the telly. And then we'll end it with the much promised 2 shows in a row now we've promised you. Away up in Gorgie, Livy edition. And both times they've had to be cut because we just can't accept the slagging of our hometowns and pubs. So we'll try, for the third and final time, we'll try and be civilised to each other and let you finally hear what pubs there are in Livingston. Because it's not just roundabouts, there are some actual pubs. Cool. Anything else we've missed? Anything that's happened that's caught your eye this week, boys?
No, that's it. We're all good.
Good. You can catch us on the social medias as always. They're on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on the audio, you can get us on Twitter. That's my story pod. Email into the show. Yes, I've already dropped it. We're only 5 minutes in. Email into the show at admin@thismystory.uk, and you can catch us on Instagram. This is my story 1874. Right, Shanksy boy. You've got 3 pictures left. 3 more weeks of Shanks McCann. Let's go out in a high. What have we got this week? Do your shout outs. And then what are we up against this week?
Right. So shout outs. Struggled this week, I think. Obviously my clues were just so good that no one could get in my head. Graham Dixon, Connor 1874, Connor Slavin, and the Maroon Report got 1. And that was, I don't even ken, some nonsense about
a Hearts player.
Some Spanish boy that played in Spain. And Billy King showed him how to walk about Cav, and that was Pallardo. So, aye, well done, boys.
So tell us then, what was number 1 and 2 and 3? Or is that what you were just about to do?
Aye, cheers for steamrolling
that.
Player 2, who Andy Dixon nailed on. Although fuck him because he said that I wouldn't know who this was, but I did because I came up with it. So
Dave McPherson.
It was Dave McPherson.
I don't know.
No, I think this was Dylan Bikey. Came with a 0.9 goal average after his time at Stirling Albion, so he should have stayed with the Beanos. And the player that no one got, which was the worst one out of the lot, because I wrote it about 30 seconds before we went live, was Ryan McGowan. Everybody thought it was Eckersley. I'm not nominating Eckersley for future Hall of Famer. Apologies. It was McGowan, headbutt at Easter Road on Sproul, obviously Hall of Famer for his part on the 5-1. That's us.
Superb. I don't remember not seeing very many people get any of those right. People thought Bikey was Lafferty, which I couldn't figure out the connection between the Beano.
Because he bounced between Ormiston and Gorgie on the signing day, I think.
Aye. But then did Bikey do that as well?
Apparently.
Oh well. Does he actually count as a signing? Because I think he just signed for the youth team, did he?
No, he got a full cap.
Did he get a
full cap? If we're going to call them caps.
I was going to say, you're just making shit up now.
Nobody calls them. No one calls them caps, but that's fine.
We've been running this long enough that I'm going to have to start quoting the boy that holds the door open at the club shop on match days. So it definitely counts. Right, this week. So, grew up playing with Sani, Boateng, Matip, Huntelaar. Bigger ego than Corbett. Fucked it in Dingwall.
Right.
Player 2. 5 goals and 16 international caps. Benfica missed out on him. Excited me more than his countryman Perry did. Cheeky back heel in his debut got us all excited. Great touch for a big hoodie. Player 3 arrived as another January panic buy following 9 months without a club. Surprised we never gave him a 5-year deal with that pedigree. Salvaged the point versus Thistle with his only goal for Hearts and another Cathro masterclass. Thankfully, Vieira took him off our hands. Sheriff?
I reckon you're going to have 100 people to name out this week. All 3 of them. I've got them. And normally I'm pretty shit on this. It takes me a wee while to get it, but I've got all 3 of them straight off the bat. So good luck, Shanks.
Or maybe you'll stump them because they were all semi-sensible.
Well, there's that.
And maybe they'll be like, "What? I don't understand any of."
I tried to actually put words in that related to the football club, as opposed to just I thought they were shite.
Fucking Dynamo Dingwall played with the Beano. Aye. The actual proper words.
Good effort, though.
Cool. As always, we'll put them on socials. Get in contact with us with your answers. Now we're down to 2 weeks left now, so you've got 2 weeks. They've got to be the best that they've ever been. I want White Gutties, Plazas, Gary Locke mentioned, Harry mentioned. I want the lot. I want a Shanks bingo of Shanks McCann's in the last 6. Deal?
Shanks, I'll give you a wee hand with that. There's the opportunity for some good material.
I don't know what he said there. He just keeps slagging my White Gutties, even though he sold me most of them.
Right. Now a word from our sponsor.
What a beautiful day. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bike Speed UK. Any Jambo using the promo code This Is My Story will get 10% off at checkout.
For every biker's every need, think Bike Speed UK. From motorcycle parts and accessories to the best biker wear. Think bike, think Bike Speed UK.
Cool, boys. Right, guess what? Hearts are champions. Fucking yes. Champions of the championship. Superb. Anybody actually care?
Move on. Nope. Like, I genuinely don't care.
Oh, even you, Shank. I thought you'd have been Plaza bound Saturday.
My missus wouldn't let me go because she said I could go if at least one of yous were coming, and I couldn't get one other Hearts fan to go. So
here we go. So we won Friday night. We scudded Alloa, and then on Saturday, to further debunk the myth that Big Rab will try and sell you and all the other people will try and sell you to tell you that Robbie's doing a great job, is that this league is difficult. Is it? Fuck. On Saturday, Raith Rovers dropped points as I knew they would, and Dundee dropped points as I knew they would, and how they have done that every single week. Hearts have made a Shanksy it. They have dropped points and kept us 14 points clear. The myth that this is a hard league and difficult to get out of, it dies now, 13th of April 2021. Get it in the bin. It is a dog shit league, and Hearts better never be in that league ever again. Agreed?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Good. That brings us on to the next thing that you'll have seen explode onto the Hearts stratosphere on social media, the Leave It on the Stand campaign. So Sunday night, I was sitting, chilling, my broken leg, watching the Masters, having the time of my life. Went on to Twitter to have a wee look, seen an article from Edinburgh Live saying that the SPFL and Hearts are scrambling, along with Sky, to make sure that the Hearts game is live on television of the celebrations of us winning the Diddy Cup. And basically because Cally Thistle play St Mirren, and with Big Prince Phil Mitchell dying, basically the games this weekend were in danger of being postponed, and they were worried that because of the scheduling, if St Mirren were knocked out by Cally Thistle, and Cally Thistle being our opponents on our final game of the league campaign, that somehow BBC and Sky and Neil Doncaster and all his wee pals at the SPFL would miss out on the chance of gloating watching Hearts pick up the league trophy that we should never have ever even had to have compete in. So that is what laid the groundwork for the Leave It on the Stand campaign. When I woke up Monday morning, my phone was broke. It was absolutely roasting. It had exploded. We appear, and we say it hundreds of times before, it's in the bio. We are petty and ill-informed. We were in no way telling the football club what to actually do, and we're not telling fans of the football club how to act. You know, if the fans want to celebrate this league title, celebrate it, do what you want. We're not telling you any different. We won't judge you for it. But we just think that it's an opportunity for the football club to remember the summer that was 2020. The fact that we've been kicked pillar to post by every single club in the Scottish pyramid. We've had shitty little chairmen of insignificant football clubs laughing at us, their insignificant fans, laughing at us, rival fans, laughing at us, telling us to take our medicine. Now we have the perfect opportunity, as petty as it sounds, to give one last get it right up you Doncaster in the SPFL. You're getting no photos, no satisfaction of seeing us lift your Diddy Cup. Leave it on the stand. Anybody get anything to add?
I think it's a great opportunity for Budge to try and galvanise the support again. Like she's at the lowest it's ever been for her. As we spoke about last week, we don't want to see her tar her reputation as she goes out the door. This could be something that just puts her back in favour with the fans before she steps away in the summer by basically going fuck you. But remember that at the end of the day, they weren't just dicks to Hearts. There was personal attacks on her from other chairmen and other clubs.
And in the press.
And in the press. She should every right turn around and go, go and get yourself to fuck.
Yep.
Or arrange it and then no show up. I'd love that. Just arrange it and then just didn't turn up.
Same. Shanks.
So I suppose that everybody else is in the same boat where all their wee old firm pals are calling us petulant, calling us childish, blah, blah, blah. The same boys that were telling you to take your medicine. Right, so as you go on to say, the amount of piss that's been ripped at us by the Football League and whatnot, if we'd have gone in there and we'd have had more backing from the league teams that we were operating in, then yes, I would stand up and say it is a bit disrespectful to them. They would give anything. Obviously, Rab would give anything to be in our shoes. As always, every season he says that. If we'd have gone out there and played a load of youngsters who had made their debut this year, massive moment for them in their career. We've not done that. All the other clubs voted against us. Don't care. I don't personally think it's that disrespectful at all. And I think it's spot on. But as you've said, if other fans want to get involved and and do that and get down the plaza and make a big deal out of it, that's absolutely fine. But for me, it's just a tick in the box, move on. It's a bit like Rangers coming back through the leagues. Just get on with it. Not interested.
And for the fans of other clubs that listen and like to take shots at us, we've played 6 seasons in our 147-year history outside the top flight in Scottish football. 2 of them have come under Anne Budgie's watch. 1 of them she inherited. It wasn't her doing. So that means in the 143-year history of the football club or whatever it was, we've had 4 seasons in the so-called Diddy Leagues. It's nothing to celebrate. It's a black mark on the club's proud history. To the idea that we're all up there jumping up and down, confetti cannons, T-shirts saying we won the championship, the banner is holding flags and all that. It was never going to happen. This football club needs to get back on its pedestal, and this is a perfect opportunity, as Brad said, for a Budge to put us back up there, win a bit of favour with the fans. And I'll hold my hands up now and say that, like what Shanks says, is a good point. See if the players come out and say, no, it's been a hard season, COVID's been rubbish, this is a good bonding minute for us or whatever, we want to lift the trophy. I disagree with it, but I would say, right, well, fine. Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Winning any league is never easy. We've made it look a lot harder than it should have been. If they want to celebrate and they think that it's going to make their bond stronger and give them a bit of momentum or whatever, then fine. Do you know what I mean? And even if the club turn around and say, oh, we can't because we've got obligations, fine. But where it is right now, we shouldn't be entertaining the idea of lifting that wee stupid Vida League. Brads?
I think you touched on it before, and it's something that's kind of just stuck with me, and it's the point I've been trying to make when I've been speaking to folk online as well. Like, see if the club want to do something privately, I have zero objections to that. If they want to say, by the way, get your kids down, you can take photos with the trophy, we'll do a players' day, you can come meet the players that won the championship. You know what? Fine, brilliant, that's great, that's really inclusive, that's really engaging with the fans. But to do it because the SPFL told us to jump, fuck off. Honestly, we're not there to kind of allow them to pat themselves on the back.
I don't know.
They fucked us over. Literally could just turn around and tell them to ram it.
That's it. We're not there to pander. Is that what you just said?
I said Ando is what I said, but it's fine.
Is there any...
We call him Pando.
Pando? That's fine. I'll even change the graphic on screen. Pando, I like that. It's better than fucking Ando. Anyway, is there any sort of, like, legislation is the wrong word, but you know what I mean, the rules around all this sort of stuff. So if you're getting presented with a trophy, is there something in the SPFL rulebook that says, oh yeah, you know what, you have to do the media, you have to do the photos and all that sort of stuff? Because I'm pretty sure in the broadcasting contract of, like, there's not going to be any provisions for that. I would imagine that it's like when you've won the league, you have to get your photo taken with it. So if there's not a rule, get it to fuck.
And also, the league's sponsorless.
There you go.
There's no sponsor. There's no sponsor for the league. Glenn's, I think, only sponsor the cup competitions or whatever it is in the top league. No, not the cup competition. Sorry, the player of the manager and the player of the month awards they sponsor for the full leagues, but I believe they only sponsor the top flight. I don't think they sponsor the championship. Again, when we have more to report, I'll let you know. But I have been speaking to the club today about the Leave It on the Stand campaign. We are fully aware that it does seem like petty and mental screaming into a void type stuff. There is reason behind it. It's not just a pettiness towards it. There's still anger in the fan base, and we think, like Brad has said and all the boys have said there as well, is there's an opportunity here to point score, as petty as it sounds. We've got an opportunity to get it up them and to back the Hearts' cause, if so to speak. But if the club respond to us and get back to us and say, like Ando's just touched there, oh look, we'll get a monetary fine if we don't do it, or we have this obligation to this person or that, then fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not asking the club to go out and get themselves into trouble just to make a wee stupid point to the fans or whatever. But if they are going to do it, I hope that it's with as little fanfare as absolutely possible. No, I would just hate for pictures of like us lifting that to be used as a stick to beat us way. Yous were all greeting in the summer and now look at yous all happy as anything with your wee silly trophy. I'd hate that situation because the fans don't deserve that. We've been through enough already.
Just one other thing. I think in general principle you're absolutely right. However, I think the commercial aspects of being able to bring out another Lego bus and all the championship winning T-shirts and all that sort of stuff will probably swing it in the favour of let's all get our pictures taken with it. I reckon that's how it will play out.
You're desperate to get wrecked and buy one of those championship Lego buses.
I'm going to let you into a wee secret here, right? I had a few scoops on the weekend and I came this close to ordering the Lego bus because it's discounted down to 35 quid. Exactly. What I was going to do is I was going to stick it away off shot over my shoulder somewhere in the background to see if anyone noticed that I'm a Lego bus wanker. So keep an eye out if you're watching YouTube.
See if you just go, oh, and bring up the Lego bus right now. It'll be the greatest moment in the podcast's history. Go get it.
Has he actually got it? No.
I don't know. Drum. Oh, it's going to be the stress ball or a square ball.
Okay, it's not. It's a radio-controlled car or something else.
Just to add to your GIMP status.
One thing that also came up in my back and forth for the Old Firm bell ends this week was, so does that mean that you're only going to take your prize money next season, because you're only interested in that sort of stuff? Blah, blah, blah. It's an absolute nonsense. I don't even know if we get prize money for the championship, but it's completely two unrelated things. Next season's next season. This season has been forced upon us when we were demoted, and next season we're back to business. So
exactly. The other thing I lined it on is I absolutely think it's hilarious that the people that are the most triggered by us slaughtering the SPFL are Celtic fans. The absolute moon howlers that think it's the Masons organisation that have stopped 10 in a row are the ones going, just take your wee trophy, and then going, but it's Masons that run the SPFL. Absolute devoid of any irony. I absolutely love them. They're a parody of themselves. Cool. Well, shout outs to again. The question I wanted to put to you is, am I now a Hearts influencer? Can I put that on my Tinder bio?
I reckon you mate, I reckon you can. Just to see, obviously, with your performance on the BBC podcast last week being absolutely sensational, and you touched on it at the start of the show. We've had a record-breaking week this week, right? So the amount of YouTube watches we've had for a regular episode, barring the Brora reaction, is up there as the highest. We've had the biggest 1 day download, 1 week download total, to the point where it's nearly 2,000 for the week to date. Just think about that for a minute. That's 2,000 separate downloads. That's absolutely massive, and it's been increasing pretty much ever since you started setting fire to things. So long may it continue. Carry on.
So here's the news. The news I wanted to share. We have kept it a secret. I am going on the Celebrity Jungle. It's going to be fucking. I am a Hearts celebrity. Get me out of here. We go down Decky Woods and Livy.
Amazing.
It's like me, Jimmy Tattyhead. What's it? Diesel the drummer for the DBM, and see who can last the longest. Shanks, what you going to say?
Just mind that Robbie Williams has done fuck all since Take That before you reach on to open goal. You just mind me, Kev, Brads and Ando. You put you where you are.
Kev, what were you going to say something?
No, Ando's already stole it, so I'm just going to leave it there.
Stole it, aye. Well, no bother.
Right. And then we can't leave without this, like we said. We have to give a shout out to our big pal Rab. Dunfermline. They're going down, aren't they? They've drawn again tonight. Do you know a funny stat as well that puts to bed this myth that this league is difficult? When Dunfermline beat us at Dunfermline, I don't know where, did it, EastEnders Park or something like that to play it? Somewhere like that. When they beat us in November or whatever it was to go top of the league, since that day till now, they're bottom of the league in their form guide. And think that it's only been 2 or 3 weeks since Dundee, Raith and Cali finally caught up with them and overtook them. That shows you how dog shit this league is, isn't it? Absolute dreadful.
Does that mean to left 3? So there's 9 points.
9 points left.
9 points could relegate them.
Aye, exactly. They're going down. I'm telling you, they're going down.
it does mean though that he'll get his famous game with Falkirk next season because they're not coming up, are they?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe that's the plan. You know, maybe that's the plan. Get fans back in the stadium, give them a game against Falkirk, give them something to live for. I don't know.
Mate, Falkirk are top of League One. They're going to be coming up.
Okay. I know, but I was letting him dig his own hole there because that was fun.
Shit.
They're like running away with League One.
Are they?
Shanks.
The worst it is Rab's actually already reached out and texted us, isn't he, saying, boys, I know that you are going up and that, and would you mind if I still come on the podcast next season? So we'll need to think about it.
To be honest with you, Rab, given Man Now internet fame in your shitey wee club, I'm not sure I'll talk to you again, if I'm being honest. I've drawn up a list just now, folk that are getting cut off the phone, getting removed from WhatsApp, and he's in the playoff position.
What's happened is that 5 of you guys out there in listener land have actually followed Rab Vermlin on Twitter as a result of hearing him on our pod. So I think that wee bit of fame has went straight to Rab Vermlin's head, and he wants more for next season. So
since well, actually, I was going to say if there's anything else we talk about the headlines, just because I seen it and I know that Kev's got such a high opinion of him. Did you see that Morrison has been linked with Derby and QPR and clubs like that? What do you make of that, Kev?
Ball boy or something like
that? Oh, I was hoping you were just doing a Shanks last week and just go stare.
No. I did read it, and then I wondered. And then I read the red line at the top that said Daily Record on it. So I knew perfectly well it was just made up. There's no chance any club in the Championship of England are interested in him. I'm sorry, but boy couldn't cross his scooping.
That's true. Well, wait. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else happened in the world of Scottish football that's worth discussing?
Nah, I think we can move on. This is a quick message for anyone looking for a new Hearts phone case. This Is My Story has partnered with nostalgia.co.uk, an Edinburgh-based company, to offer you a 10% discount off any of their line of Hearts phone cases. All cases are officially licensed, and the club also receive a royalty for each one sold. Head over to nostalgia.co.uk and use the code ThisIsMyStory at checkout for your 10% discount.
Right, cool. Let's do Quiz Roy Simpson. In brackets, down. And if you're wondering what the bleep is when you hear this, it is the word. So if you're wondering what it is, just imagine Craig Levine and then the first word that pops into your head, that's what it is. So there you go. So Quiz Roy Simpson this week, if you remember back to Craig Cairns, he did the... Basically, we're going to get some historic teams, and we have to try and guess them. So, Ando, what you got for us?
So, I'm going to take you back to a fairly famous game. It should be in everyone's memory. So, this is hands visible at all times before I tell you what the game actually is, so there's no cheating.
Can I get an exemption?
Champion. Shanks, you have a question.
Oh, actually.
Can I get an exemption on the basis that I have to write down the formation because I also have no idea about it?
That's probably okay as long as you're looking down towards the notepad rather than busily typing shit into a keyboard.
Why don't you do this?
There we go. That's absolutely fine. Magic. Right, okay, cool. So, nice and simple. I'm going to give you a game. And we're going to go around the players one by players. We're going to go around you guys one by one, and you are going to name the squad for that match. No lives, no anything like that. We'll just get through it quick as we can. All right. So I'm going to take you back to Sunday, 17th of December, 2017. Hearts 4, Celtic 0 at Tynecastle Park. Not Tynecastle Stadium, Tynecastle Park. Right? So, I have a nice predetermined order here, and we're going to go to Brad's first.
Skinny Milinkovic.
Skinny Milinkovic, correct. 1 point to you. Shanks, you're next.
Harry Cochrane.
Correct. Corbett.
We naming Celtic players here, too?
We can.
We'll get Hearts first, and then we'll see if we can do
We'll do Hearts. Do Hearts first.
Connor Randall.
Connor Randall, correct. Point to you. Kev.
Kyle Lafferty.
Absolutely correct. Big man played. That's 1 point all after first round. Back to Brad's next player.
What do we say? It was 2017.
2017, December 17th, day before my birthday.
You weren't there.
That's
You're
right.
in Australia.
Australia. Drunk as a skunk.
I'll go Herbalife.
Oh, who's that again?
Ross Callaghan.
Ross Callaghan.
Ross Callaghan, correct. Yes. 2 points to you. Shanks.
Struggling already here.
But you were writing down the formation, mate.
Zlamal.
Who?
Zlamal.
I've the two people talking at once, so sorry, I missed that.
Just keep saying it. Oh, the one. Zlamal.
Oh, Zlamal. Right, sorry. Bobby Zlamal, no, he was not in the squad. No points for you. Corbett, you're next.
My favourite player ever, Don Cowie.
Don Cowie was absolutely there. Second point for you. Kev, you're next.
The keeper was McLaughlin, wasn't it?
It certainly was. John McLaughlin. Back to Brad's. Next one.
Berra.
Christoph Berra. No, absolutely not. He wasn't there. Shanks, over to you.
Stephen McLean.
No, definitely not. Corbett.
How many players do we have left in this?
So I'm include the full bench. Whether they made an appearance or not doesn't really matter. All right, so we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players still to go. Or do we just remove the unused subs and just anybody that came onto the pitch? Because you're never going to remember who's on the bench. Fuck it. Right, okay, in that case it's only 7.
7 players left.
7 players left.
Aaron Hughes.
Aaron Hughes is not on my list. Sorry. Kev.
I had him.
I think Jamie Brandon played.
You think Jamie Brandon played? Well, you'd be correct. He did.
He got sent off for that elbow. Never forgive him since.
That was a different game.
Different game, Shanks, but you match on, mate.
We horsed it. But did we not get beat 2-1 after that?
You scored in the 90th minute, to win.
Right, back to Brad's next guess.
Now, you're saying that Berra wasn't in the centre-back position.
Sorry, I've just... clearly I have some...
You shanksed it.
I think I've forgotten how Microsoft Excel works, and I'm looking straight at his name and telling you he's not there. Did you say Berra beforehand?
I did.
Yes, you did. Right, well, I made an absolute of that because it is down, so there'll be plenty of bleeps in this one.
Craig Levine, and you'll know what the bleep is.
So the other centre back, if Brandon was playing, the only reason Brandon would be playing was Smith. Was he centre back?
So you're saying Michael Smith?
You're making me doubt myself now. Smith.
Correct. Yes, he is there. And I'll also award you your correct point for Christoph Berra. Shanks, over to you. 4 players left to get. We only have 1 starting 11. The other 3 are subs that no one's mentioned yet.
So this is wrong because I think he was also a left back. So if Brandon was playing, then he wasn't playing.
Right back.
Brandon was right back.
Mikey Smith played
he's a right back. He's a right back, but it's right.
Alright, so I'll say Dimitri Mitchell.
Dimitri Mitchell, no, sadly not. Corbett, you're next.
Was it somebody absolute dog shit?
Well, he got a mention, a notable mention on the pod last week. His name was slightly mispronounced.
I know who it is.
No, I forgot who it was. It was a moment. Oh wait, don't tell me because it's going to annoy me. It was a whole kit moment, and it was
correct. Out of the mouth of Shanks.
Why can I not remember? Why can I not remember his name? No. Like somebody say it. What is it? Because it's going to be
right. Well, we'll go. Okay, who said it first there?
I said it.
Prince Bobbin.
No, it was.
Give Corbett the points for that.
Prince Bobbin.
Prince Bobbin.
Right, so Corbett gets awarded a point from Brad's very kind of you. Kev, over to you. 3 subs players still to get.
The only one I can think of from a subs point of view that I'm sure came on was McDonald.
First name, please.
Tony or Anthony.
That's correct. Yes, you have absolutely nailed that. 2 players left to get. And we're back to Brad's. And the scores on the doors so far, with 2 players left to go. Brad's and Kev tied on 4, Corbett on 3, Shanks on the lowly 1. So there's 2 points to play for.
I think, and I remember because I was pissing myself laughing that we beat Celtic and he came on. I can't remember his name. Is it Grizzlack?
No, he wasn't there, was he?
Raphael Grizzlack. Correct.
Yes.
Give that man a biscuit. There you go. Raphael Grizzlack or Raphael, whatever you say.
I think I know that. Is there 2 more? Did you
There's
say?
1 more Hearts player left to get.
I think I know it, but is it Shanks' turn?
It is Shanks' turn. Let's be honest. Let's roll the dice. Shanks isn't getting this. He probably should, but he's not. Any guesses, Shanks? Anything at all?
I'm going to put a guess out. If you do by the power of deduction, Shanks, if John McLaughlin was in goals, what do you normally have on the bench?
Oh, so we had to sub a keeper.
But remember,
got
there is a substitute keeper, but we only wanted the keepers that actually play. The substitutes. Sorry, that actually played.
That came on. Unused subs. Sorry.
So there's only one.
Cheers for the leg up.
Yeah, the unused keeper was Jack Hamilton.
Jack Hamilton.
Yeah.
Aye, Jack
the other unused subs, just to help you, were Aaron Hughes, Aidan Keena, and Ismail Goncalves. So there is 1 player left to actually set foot on the turf.
Do you want me to have a shot?
You can.
Was it Bjorn Johnson?
No.
Nah, he was
He was away by then. Right. Well, all right.
I think he may have featured in a couple of conundrums. Is it Christian Novak?
It's not Christian Novak. Right. Okay. So I'll offer it up to anybody else. So Kev, if you get this, you'll draw level. Brad's, if you get it, you've got an unassailable lead.
No idea.
Brad's.
I can only go and say the subs that weren't used.
The subs that weren't used were Jack Hamilton, Aaron Hughes, Aidan Keena, and Isma.
Anthony McDonald.
Said that.
It would have been, I think, 2017.
Is it a lone player or does he actual Hearts play?
Give us a position.
He's a forward.
Stockton.
Correct.
Aye, the big man.
Correct.
Oh,
Did he play?
He did. He came on. He came on for Kyle Lafferty in the 72nd minute.
I remember even being 3-0 up and being absolutely livid that we brought him into the park.
It's not like you, mate.
Can remember being absolutely furious.
So,
when did they bring Griezlack on? Because I remember absolutely pissing myself.
He came on the 87th minute for Ross Callaghan.
Aye, that is just a brass necker to put
That's
him on.
Even more embarrassing that Ross Callaghan went off and Griezlack came on, literally taking the piss, man.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, Brad. You win. 6 points. Kev on 4. Corbett 3. Shanks the lowly 1. Now, we can do the Celtic players if you want, but I would say fuck them.
Exactly.
But, well,
They had no bad side that day, though. Didn't
Griffiths played, I know that.
Griffiths,
Brown,
Sinclair.
Keaton, Gordon, Sinclair.
Lustig, Tierney, Simunovic,
Aye,
Boyata,
fuck them.
and Cham.
That's a strong
Fuck
team.
them. Who cares? Take points off everybody that said it.
Right, is they're all back to not.
Griffiths, he came up and applauded the fans as he walked off, which I thought was big of him.
Who cares?
One fucking weird way.
He also called Rudy Scatchell a fucking refugee, stole for test, was about 900 head. He can shove his applause right up his arse.
No.
These Scatchell's ignoring us on Twitter and leave Griffiths is free in the summer, so Bradley...
He did try to sell him Herbalife for about 2 months, so no wonder Rudy's patching us. Right. If anybody has got, take the bins out, paint the wall, do anything, now's the time to go do it, because we're going to do the alphabet with Kev. Kev, how many players or how many letters have we got this week?
Where's my book? Fucking hell. I'm getting absolute pelters for this, but there we go.
You tried, Kev. You get points for
rightly
trying.
so.
Exactly, mate. Exactly, mate.
What's the letters, Kev?
Letters this week are G for golf, K for kilo, and O for Oscar.
GKO.
GKO.
Okay.
I don't know, like a wrestling move or something. You would know, Brad. You had the wrestling t-shirt on the other day.
That's a TKO,
By the
mate.
way, he was getting much love for that on the old tweets.
And
All that says to me is it's adults that live with their mum like the live stream.
Still real to me, damn it.
How many players are we talking here, Kev? We're
I
going to be here all night, are we?
No, that's why I looked at it.
Right, okay.
The years are from the millennium, so the 1st of January 2000 until October of 2015, Shanks. So it's slap bang right in that's the best period for you, really, isn't it?
That's a golden era for Shanks.
That is. Like collectively, there's at least one golden year in that 15. That's what we're looking at.
Right. G, K, and O. Sounds
GK and O.
Kev's your show. You run with it.
Well, we'll go with the current campaign winner from the good old down. Let's go with Brad's.
Finger blaster himself, Big Obua.
Big Obua is there, yes.
Because I forget who I've said.
Shanks.
Right, I'm absolutely fucking furious at myself here. So not only have I messed up the year thing, I've also messed up the name thing because I've written down Osmond So, Kyle Laffrey, and Graham Weir.
It's
the surname, eh?
It's the letters of the surname, yeah.
Fuck this, I'm like...
I want to give
Come on, just write stuff down. You'll get into the swing yet.
Right, come on, buddy. There's got to be one in there that you can get.
Is it? Did they have to have scored for Hearts? Is that a thing?
Yeah, they're goal scorers.
That's why they're goal scorers, mate.
Okay, I tune off when you turn this one.
Aye.
I get excited. I'm writing these all down. Thinking.
Right, Shanks will come back to you. Ando.
Alim Uzturk.
Uzturk, yes.
Stolen away.
Corbett.
Why am I only hinking at O's? This is what I hate about this. You get the pressure on you, and you only hink at people that have got O in their name. What were the ones? K and G?
GK and O, yeah.
Kingston,
yep. Shanks.
That was my seat. 100% my seat.
Pass.
Come on.
Does he start with a G, a K, or an O? I mean, even Corbett's given you he's given you one already.
But he's already right. Kingston, right? Fucking. What?
Take the first part off it. What other?
Billy King.
Hey! Fucking hell, this is a tough gig when you've got to actually try and help the boy out. Brad's.
Magaro Gomez.
Yep. Back to you, Ando.
Ulster Andy.
Andy, yep.
Andy Kirk.
Corbett.
I'm going to obscure because I was at the game and I can remember it. Chris O'Neill,
yep. Good call, actually.
Oh,
Now that you've started thinking about O's.
Aye. Stuck in my head.
Aye. Shanks.
Pass.
There's one of the players actually just lives up the road for you.
Just let me pass, Kev. Stop fucking. Just stop ignoring me. I've said pass. Move on.
The best thing is you've only been drinking the night. Absolutely brilliant.
You and this guy were out flag shagging on Saturday because Prince Phil Mitchell died. He lives 2 doors down for you.
No,
Double G.
Gary Glenn. Yes. Ian Gaza.
He's got there. He's got there.
So
Roxburn Academy loyal.
Amazing.
There we go. I'm class at this.
Brad's.
I've got a few names down here, but I don't know if they're risky or not. I'm going to go safe. Danny Granger.
Danny Granger.
You have to give me a pass in the first names I can't remember, but Kisnavichus, one of the Lithuanian boys.
You've just made
No, that's it.
It's
aye. Kisnavichus, he definitely scored.
Davidas Kostadanov.
No, there's Davidas Cisnezgis, Solly Michaelunas, there was loads of them, but there was definitely a Kisnavichus. Begins with a K. 100%.
Kisnavichus. It was.
Excuse me, all the hell. I'm not from Lithuania. I don't know how to pronounce it, but aye.
But I don't know if he ever scored for Hearts though.
Right.
I'm sure he scored at. I'm sure he scored at Celtic Park.
It'll be on your list, Kev. Sure.
It is on the
I
list.
won't
It is on the
fucking
list.
say
I'm
that
saying
then.
it was a
I never
Parkhead.
heard you say aye.
I loved the internal fighting there. That was better.
Arguing with you
That was
there,
sweet.
and you've actually given me the point, you absolute ride. Right.
Right.
Corbett.
G, O, or K? Somebody give me clues. Does anybody? Oh, Andy Kirk lives in my street, man. I could have
We've already had him.
said Andy Kirk, man.
I've got 4 more names written down.
You shut your dirty mouth. My turn. Right.
Gary Oliver.
Oh, fuck off, Shanks.
Fucking hell, Shanks. He just pulled one out the bag.
Fucking hell.
I'm actually going to still give it to Shanks, even though it wasn't your turn.
It was actually my turn, and is there any way you can just dub it over to make it look like I said
Gary Oliver.
it? Gary Oliver. Come back to me then. I was going to say Josh Ginnelly, but he never played then, so I've made an arse of this.
You certainly have. You certainly have.
Because
Brad's.
it's only up to 2015.
Right, I'm going to go with my. I've got 3 Ks left, and I don't know if there's been that many K players. Right. Kaznobo, was he 2000?
Right. Kaznobo.
Okay.
I've got 2
Right,
Ks left.
I've got a K, and I hope it's not been said already. If it, Christos Karapidis.
Karapidas.
Good, silence is golden.
That's all right.
Aye.
Plenty more for me
Corbett.
to chop out.
So, mate, go to Shanks again, because you're making me look stupid. Go to him first to make a dick it, and then I'll make
Okay.
a joke of him not being able to do it, and then
Any
I'll
left?
So we've got 4 left. One of them's been spoken about tonight. 2 of them have actually been spoken about tonight.
Oh,
So there you go.
Spoken about the night.
right.
Right.
I'm happy with mine then.
yeah, you dick. What have we spoken? I'm trying to think. What have we spoke about?
Well, the slaver.
Fish. Aye,
I'll
what
give you a clue. It was Shanks McCann.
No,
Shanks
no,
got mental.
Oh no.
What?
Is that right, Kev?
I don't
No.
know.
Oh, fuck.
Well, one of the ones from tonight, or one of the ones from last time?
No, from tonight.
From tonight. Well, we're speaking about him also because the name came up as he was one of the players that was in the squad for the.
Aye.
Isma.
Is Gongalves. Well done.
Was that as old as 2015?
No, it was the other Gongalves, the one that
Aye, Joseph.
Oh, the Portuguese boy. He
the
was
Portuguese
class.
boy that seemingly his name starts with a C if you asked him.
Aye.
How did that come up in the Shanks McCann?
Oh, I fucked it then, didn't I?
Brad's made an absolute shanks of it.
You should have
Here's
said,
what-
mate, the total
The
random
2 times that
tangent.
you have tried to help me tonight has been absolutely
Been your
brilliant.
own
Well,
doing.
actually,
Aye.
mine's might still be alright.
The total tangent is, remember he built like a pure Celtic shed for somebody. You remember that story?
Oh.
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after it. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
interested
Who-
about this. I'm interested.
Right, so what have we got? How many? We've got 1 all left.
3 left.
We've got 3 left. So we're going to we've got to come back to you, Corbett, anyway, because you just got absolutely steamrolled by Shanks, which is unusual. Brad's,
Right. Kevin Kyle.
Kevin Kyle,
Oh,
2 to find. 2 to find. Corbett,
What are the letters that are left?
G and K.
My K might be alright then.
I think I've got one for G. Fuck it. Right, I'm going to roll the dice. Tommy Gronland.
Tommy Grunland.
Yes! Get that up your pooper.
Boy won me a fortune one night. It was great. Or one afternoon.
Tommy Gronland.
the
Ugly,
final
ugly
one-
looking sod, but it was no bad.
Aye, well. And the final one, we didn't like him anyway, so we might
Oh.
just want to just park him anyway.
Wait a minute. I know this one, I know.
I've got a name written down as well.
All right, okay. Over to you,
But
Kev. Your
it's
show.
Shanky or Corbett.
Aye.
I've tapped it.
You've GKO'd.
Aye, I'm leaving Tam instruction to I'm gonna just go Kirk, Gronley, and then get Tam to dub me over all yous talking so that I win. I'm out.
So
who's in the lead for points? Can Brad's?
So between Brad's and Ando's, they're both on exactly the same.
Right. Okay. So is it fastest finger first then? I'll just say James Keatings.
Here we go. You got in there. You got in there before I even said let's go.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm just going to take a point off you.
It wasn't my Perry Kitchen answer then.
Did he? No, he was after 2015.
He came in 2016.
I thought he was 2015. That's what my.
Right, we're not playing that again.
I enjoy that feature, so didn't let them get you down. I enjoy being made
Do you mean Craig Levine?
Is that 3 weeks in a row I've won that? That is.
I think we need to bark it. Or Stuart's inquiry. Set names in there that people were getting.
Exactly. If you present me with a trophy, I'm not fucking interested. I'll just leave it on the stand.
We're not getting you a trophy, mate.
No, I didn't think so, bastards. Never mind.
Right, cool. Tune in next week for the next instalment of the Alphabet with Kev. Well, get on, Kev. It's a good laugh. It's a good laugh.
Ken, I'm winning. I'm delighted.
It's like Sesame Street for Hearts fans. It's well class.
Maybe that's a good feature. We'll get Big Bird on and we'll start doing like 2 Don Cowies plus 3 Grizzlacks. How many shite jambos do you have? Right, as we spoke about now, we are the champions. We absolutely scudded Alloa on Friday night, and in true Hearts fashion, all it did was anger all of us more than already angry. So let's look back on Alloa. Obviously, myself and Ando chewed the fat about it with Tam on Friday night on the live reactions. What about you boys? Shanks, what impressed you the most about Friday?
I told you on Friday, mate, but it seems you can't mind.
I was waiting for that.
I was there too, but don't worry.
Was everybody on like? I thought it was just me. I just thought it was me.
It's fucking one interview, and he can't even see us.
Probably doesn't even know our names, Shanks.
I know. Look, Hank, it was my fault, right?
I wear hair every week, but I'll need to say Shanks now.
Aye.
I thought it was brilliant, to be honest. Like, really positive, entertaining football. Exactly what I've been missing for weeks. Everybody pulled together. Even the boys that never got on the score sheet, putting in all the work rate. Really good performance. Exactly what we needed.
As in, like Nando that you said was shite.
Oh, the amount of people that have messaged me on Twitter because I said Nando was shite, I was clearly fucking bamming yous up.
Behave yourself. Right, Kev, since you weren't on it, it was you that was missing and not Hank and Robert Bradle. What was your thoughts on Friday night?
I think it's effectively the performance on Friday night was what we've been calling out for since probably about game 3 of the season. We started well. We played the up-tempo kind of football that we've been screaming for the last 4 or 5 months. And I think, there was times when they actually looked all right. They wanted to play football. Maybe that fell into our hands and allowed us to actually play the kind of game we wanted to play. Whereas a lot of other teams have came either to Tynecastle or we've went to their place and they've sat in and we've just not had the creative aspect of being able to break them down. I generally thought that it was a decent game and all in all, the kind of performance that we've been looking for. And I thought Nando played really, really well.
I think you actually raise a decent point, to be honest with you, Keith, about Alloa again. It
does look like a Keith.
Yeah, absolutely a Keith. Actually, it wasn't until after the fact I've been thinking about it. You look at all of our best performances again. I'll be interested to see what we do on Tuesday versus Morton, which we'll come on in a wee second, because Alloa's biggest mistake was that they did try to play football against us. If you look at the teams we've scudded Dundee at the start, they came, didn't sit in, they tried to play their football. We had space to get in behind, etc. We exploited it. Raith Rovers, although they did it at Tynecastle and we couldn't handle them at Tynecastle, 2 days or 3 days later we played them at their own patch and beat them 4-0. they again tried to play football against us, and we battered them. And then you look to their Alloa on Friday. They've tried to play their game. They've tried to play football, etc. And we've ran all over the top of them. Be interesting to see what we do Tuesday, because I don't think Morton will open up and play against us. So it'll be interesting to see if we do that sort of classic Nielsen, where the 3-5-2 doesn't work in the first 30 minutes and we revert back to type and we change the shape and change the way we play. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Might as well talk about, we'll obviously do a proper end of season review when the league's finished, but has anybody calmed down or climbed off their high horse in terms of change? Did Alloa change anything for you, or do we still need fundamental change across the board at the football club?
For me, nothing has changed. As the other boys have said, the performance was long overdue, and I think all it's done is kind of quell my anger a little bit. I think overall, in general, none of the sentiment I have towards the football club has changed. Obviously, I still love us to bits, and I'll still continue supporting them and piling money in, but I still do want change. A 6-0 victory against the bottom of the league side, it's not enough for me to go, actually everything's all cool and become a happy clapper. So no, it's business as usual for me.
And good segue, as you've seen, the resident happy clapper wants to speak. Shanks, what you saying to it?
Ewan Henderson, what a performance. Good to see one of the young boys finally stepping up, making the best of it, and hopefully that'll continue over the next few games.
Has anybody heard, is he injured, or was it just a knock Friday?
I haven't heard.
The professionalism you come to expect with This Is My Story podcast.
All scratching their heads going, no one's got a fucking clue.
Kev just had to Google who Henderson was.
Yeah.
Who's that? There we go.
Mentioned it a few times. We are ill-informed. There you go. It just personifies that.
Aye. The only time we actually dig out anything or do any research is when we're absolute shite. when we win and play well, we're all just like, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? We hate it.
See the thing though that I think we kind of missed on the debrief. We were there obviously on Friday. We spoke to you about.
Oh, you're there, eh?
Aye.
Sorry, Robert.
We missed it. Like, see, when you think about when we talked the whole season about how predictable Robbie is. See, if you think of the games where he actually changed things up, they've been our best performances. So when you swapped to a 4-4-2 against Hibs, that's when we started playing well. Obviously, the opening game of the season against Dundee, the 4-2-3-1 worked. They weren't expecting that. We did really well with it. I can't remember who it was when we started to play that diamond in the middle.
It was Dundee at home again, wasn't it?
Dundee at home. Did okay. And then 3-5-2, and we absolutely scored them. So, again, I don't fully buy into this rhetoric of, they're going to sit in deep, we can't do anything about it. Rangers, Celtic, Man City, like Hearts. Your Chelsea's, Hearts. Teams are going to sit in. Teams do sit deep, but they have that every single week, and they break them down. You just wear them down. It's not just because they're sitting in doesn't mean you can't create chances and you can't scud teams. Like, I don't buy that rhetoric.
No, that's absolutely correct. So, what are your predictions for Morton on Tuesday? 4-2-3-1?
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. Boys out the team. There we go. Oh, actually, I shared the story on one of my other podcast appearances that I've made this week. was on Leon Boyce tweeted the picture of his, like, he said, I found the secret formula, and basically it was like a picture of his first born baby, and he'd scored a hat-trick for Ross County versus Cali Thistle, and then obviously he's just had a newborn baby here and posted the picture of his oldest and his newest baby with the match ball face hat-trick against Alloa, saying, I've found the secret recipe. And I tweeted him saying, congratulations on getting your hole, right? Because I'm funny. Right? But Declan Gallagher of Motherwell liked it. So by the powers of deduction, that either means that he's signing for Hearts or he loves getting his hole. So you can decide what one you think it is.
Just to bring you back down to earth with a wee bump here, is Declan Gallagher not one of the guys that does online gaming with Boyce and Tony Watt?
But that doesn't matter.
It might be the reason.
Let's leave it in the stratosphere that it was because I'm hilarious, and that Declan Gallagher is obviously on his way to the Gorgie.
Just to everyone else, this is important. Sorry, I need to interject. Kev, Shanks, Brads, and Tam. Obviously, when you listen back to this, I'm going to need a tenner a month more from you all in fees, because I don't think we can afford Corbett anymore on this pod. We're going to have to make him an offer to stay.
I've got a makeup artist and I will be getting a makeup artist for the podcast going forward.
I'm actually quite disappointed in your hair this week.
Kev, I need it's not. Is it still illegal haircuts?
You're allowed now.
None, Matt, with his hair. Look at it, it's lovely. Better than yours.
That was
Ramon.
yesterday.
It's so difficult.
What did you get? Did you go to Timson's to get a polish?
Right. Nice.
I'll be going to Timson's to get a key cut for your house, so I can come and get your Craig Levine in.
You'll get a Twitter ban for saying that. You're not allowed to threaten people's lives. Right, Shanks, since you're talking about it, Morton, what do you know about them?
Well, funnily enough, they have earned themselves 5 points over the last 5 games, and we have earned ourselves 5 points over the last 5 games. So by that ratio, we will win 6-0.
Good stats that you're pumping out there. I like it.
Is that your official guess? 6-0 away from home to Morton.
Yes.
Fucking hell! All right, I'm writing it down. As soon as I've written it down, that's it. It's locked in.
What do you think
final answer, Chris?
What do you think we'll do on Tuesday, Shanks? Do you think we'll stick with the same formation? So, would you like to see?
Yeah, I mean, if Ando is injured, then might need to change it up a bit. But I'd like to see Walker start. It's been a few boys online, like, these are the same guys that are constantly asking for Walker to start, but I don't really understand that criticism at all. Get Walker off the bench, get McGill playing. I don't think we have anybody else.
So you're making changes, is what you're saying? We've won 6-0 and you're making wholesale changes to the squad. Who does Walker replace? Because Walker plays in the 10 and Boyce scored a hat-trick in the 10. So who does Walker replace?
Walker replaces Ando because he was shite and never scored.
I knew that. I wanted you to go there, and that's where I knew you would go. Class. The argument I think is valid because the absolute Walker has to start campaign, but he started at Brora and was dog shit. Started in the bounce game at Partick and was pretty dog shit. The times where he started in matches, he's no impacted the matches, probably by his own admission, to the level that he would have liked. He's coming off the bench, he's scoring goals, he's setting up goals. He's did exactly what we want him to do and exactly what Gary Mackay-Steven didn't do when he came on Friday, which was they're battered, they're hanging out their arse, they're part-time football players. Jamie Walker's came on and sensed the opportunity. I could get a goal here. Do you know what I mean? If I'm busy in about it, try to get a goal, I'll get a goal, and he got one. So fair play to him. I think there is absolutely argument with a good pre-season behind him, whatever these little niggles have been, that he should be pushing for a start next season. But as it stands right now, it's working. He's scoring goals. I think 4 of his last however many goals have all came from off the bench. So yeah, I don't think that changes. So 6-0, you're saying, Shanks?
No, that's absolute slavers. 3-1 for us. Quick question: are we going to give Shea Logan a run to the end of the season, and then completely stabilise that? He's going to play brilliant every single week, and then we're going to go out and buy Gallagher in the window, and then what do we do?
Well, Gallagher plays centre back, and Shea Logan plays right back.
You've played right into my hands. So what about Michael Smith?
He's playing as a centre back, isn't he? Michael Smith has been at his best.
So what about Halkett?
He's gone.
What you should have asked.
Halkett goes. Halkett's not good enough.
No,
he's not good enough.
He's too fat
for the Premier League. I would actually see if I was ballsy and Robbie Nielsen thought, fuck it, let's just go for it. I'd play Suter in the middle. I'd play Kingsley and Smith to the left of him and let them drive on with Haring sitting, because Haring can sit almost like a sweeper and drop in beside Suter when we're on the attack. And then you've got Halliday and Logan, or if we upgrade playing as wing backs, you've got Hunnersy width, Hunnersy overlaps, But there you go. That's for the summer to worry about. I've actually been quite impressed with Shea Logan. To think he's done well, and he's doing that thing that and sort of gets you inside with the fans straight away. He's saying all the right things in the press as well about loving it and knows how big the club is. The caveat to that is that everybody says that and then still turns out to be shite. He's only here for 5 games. He might be brilliant for the 5 games, gets a deal, and then we never see him ever again unless he's grout in your bathroom.
Kingsley syndrome.
Right. Kev?
I was going to say, it's not just Kingsley syndrome, there's a number of them that are being like that.
Aye,
no, as soon as they're looking for an actual contract, they play really, really well. We give them a 5-year deal, even though they probably only should get a year, and all of a sudden they fall into that horrible abyss of football players that we have signed that have been absolutely shite.
Superb. Right. What about Morton? What's your thoughts for Morton?
I think again it'll be back to normal. That we'll have to try and break them down. They're not going to come out. They are trying to stay in the league. So for that point of view, I'm going to go with the same from the outing of October, a 2-0 victory for Hearts.
Magic. Prads?
See, I'm a bit torn with this because in any given season, you'd expect Robbie to put on the young boys or the boys that fringe players that haven't played, and we wouldn't give a flying fuck what the scores were because the league's done. But he's got to prove a point. He's got to try and win people over. So is he going to play a strong team? Is he going to still play a pishy team? I don't know. I am going to go 2-1 Hearts, but it's going to be 4-2-3-1, same old faces, GMS playing, we're raging again, same pitch.
Ando?
I kind of agree with Brad's is that in saying that he's going to be buoyed by that performance and that result on Saturday. I don't think he'll change the team, and I think he'll play exactly the same formation because if he can get another victory on the strength or like the strength of that one that he's just got, then that's going to do him and his confidence the world of good, and he'll think that he's starting to win the fans back over. So no changes for me. I see Hearts rolling out convincing 3-0 winners.
Magic. I also think we'll stick with the same formation. We'll have a bit of a G up because we've won the league. I think we'll win 4 or 5-0. I will stick to 4-0 would be my prediction.
Cool.
Would be mine. I think John Suter will play the 90 minutes this time. I think Haring will stay in his position. The only doubt I've got is whether or not the knock to Henderson is enough to keep him out the team. Other than that, I'd keep it as is. Gary Mackay-Steven would sit at Rickerton. I wouldn't even let him travel. He's absolutely a waste of a jersey stuff. Right, cool. Let's end it, as we said, with Away Up in Gorgie, Livingston edition. Who wants to go first? So, Away Up in Gorgie, we've named... We'll go back to Gorgie because we've only tip of the iceberg stuff with pubs that are in and around the Gorgie area that we like to get wrecked before the football and then wrecked after. But we all live in Livingston. We all like a sesh. So you've left from various pubs around Livingston on supporters' buses. Who wants to take first dibs of the best pub to leave in Livingston for a Hearts game?
Right. Okay. Are we going past or present?
Well, probably past because there's about 9 of them have shut down.
Well, I moved away from Livingston some years ago, but I can't ever really have a bad word said about the old Copper Ton up in Carmondine. Right, so we Specky Sai, the tube, will be listening to this and go, "Hey, that's my pub there." That is, well, back in the day, it's changed hands now, and it's now like a chain pub or whatever. But it used to be an absolute spit and sawdust shithole. It's like you walk in through the front door, there's bar stools flying everywhere, pool cues getting smashed. Our folks heed usually by Rab Reed, friend of the show, but. My vote would be for the old Copper Ton up the top end of Livingston, Carmondine. Absolute shithole, but you can't help but love it.
Aye. I loved that. Would be my shout to you. I loved the Copper Ton. It was always good for a lock-in or an early riser for any away days. You could get in for 6 in the morning, one half was always Hearts, one half was Celtic, which always made it pure lively. If, for example, we were away at Celtic Park and you couldn't get a ticket or you were banned, it was always good. It was always good for a bit of banter in it. And there, some of the craziest, as Si listening would tell you, some of the craziest away days I've ever had, and the worst states I've ever been in at Hearts games have been on Copperton buses. We went to Stranraer, walked on the bus, and instantly bus convener was like, "This one's for shiting, that one's for pissing, we're no stopping." I was like, wow. And people used them. That's all I can tell you. It took us 24 hours to get to and from Stranraer for some strange reason, and the Copperton had a lock-in for us when we came back, so it was always a good laugh. Kev, do you ever been to Livingston?
I have. So when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed in the Copperton. So my old man used to play fives round the corner on a Thursday night, and then of course it would be all into the Copperton for a couple of beers, because at that point you could drink and drive, or five and drive, as certain people would possibly say. But I was never allowed in the Copperton. I was too young, or it was maybe just a case that folk were getting pool cues smashed over their heads. Probably
I'm sorry, that's a lie on so many levels, because Livingston was inaugurated in the 1950s. You were not a kid in the 1950s. I know that's old patter, it's old material, but you are the old granddad of the podcast. Yes, you've definitely been to Livingston,
Kev,
but not as a youngster, because it didn't exist.
Kev,
Aye.
to shatter your dreams even more, Kev, see when we were in 6th year at high school, we used to go to the Copperton for a beer and a burger. That was like, they had a deal. You'd have a deal hanging, you'd walk in with like Dean's Community High School jumpers on and be like, "What do you want?" "I'll have a quarter pounder and a beer." Aye, fuck it, why not? You do about 10 years.
Got
just
to make
sitting
money,
in the
mate.
Copperton. Aye,
Got to make money.
Right, Shanksy, what about you? Do you even know where the Copperton is? Have you ever been in, or have you only been in the Saltire?
No, I used to go to the Morrisons, my mum, and she used to buy me cookies when it used to be safer.
You at a pub, or is that how you want to end the way up in Livy?
No, I thought you were
went
going
to
to
Morrison's.
music.
You went to Morrison's for
You
cookies.
just wanted to keep talking about your boozer because of your ego. Right, sorry. So moving on to my boozer. But there is only one boozer to talk about in our neck of the woods, and I'm gonna leave it for Mr. Bradley. So I'm gonna go off the wall and say Fae Mahus. So the famous journey for Mahus, when there was a big game on, mostly Hampden trips, there's been many, would be where my dad would organise one of his drivers to pick us up in a Mercedes Sprinter van that we would have decked out the night before, fully equipped with beanbags and Oasis bottles. Now, Oasis bottles, those of you that will remember, have got the slightly larger rimmed top for those gentlemen who would be on the Emmy. With a bit of girth. So for all the Peter Harrings out there that would be mid-Emmy absolutely bursting on a pish, we would have the equipment that you would require. So we'd be in mine, early doors, bacon rolls on the barbecue for 6:30 in the morning, whatever was feasible. The Smirnoff Ices would be flowing, and me and a few of those who would not be named would be listening to heavy rock metal music as we approached.
Smirnoff Ice. You're one of those guys that lives with their mum and dad and wears wrestling t-shirts.
Absolutely mental.
It sounds crazy, mate. You are absolute wild.
Yeah, by the way, we even sometimes snuck in a couple of ibuprofens just before we got out the side door.
Two cheeky cowpolls before you went to the game. Superb. What you've done there is you've taken the myth that all Hearts fans from Mid and East Calder are absolute tops, and you've absolutely smashed it with a story. Did you all dive out the Sprinter van like Danny Dyer holding your Smirnoff Ices?
Aye.
We
had loafers on and bootleg jeans and everything.
Remember, Shanks, we went to the derby and that guy that came and stood next to us had loafers on and a cravat, and they scored and we absolute ragdolled him about 4 rows celebrating, and he just left.
He had a silk cravat on, and he turned around at one point and said, "Hey guys, this is the greatest game I've ever been to."
Wait a minute. It wasn't Tam, was it?
No.
No, the boy paid for his ticket.
honestly,
Boom.
the guy came stotting in with like a Mac jacket, a silk cravat, these little shitty loafer things, and Hart scored. I think I volleyed him about 3 rows in front. We were jumping on him. I was trying to get his loafers off him and everything. And then when it died down, he just left. He just put his shoes back on and walked it. Right, Brad, save mid Calder and East Calder, please. Give us a story that rivals that.
Just to jump on that, see if Shanky's ever arranging for you to go somewhere. Just say no. Say you'll get your own way there. See, for anybody listening thinking Mercedes Sprinter and you're thinking it's decked out and it's big plasma chairs, no, I'm cable tied to the ground going down the M8 in pitch black in the back of this manky work van. Like, covered in piss. And
they did one year. Everyone complained about sitting on the floor, so I actually got like the rollabout office chairs with the wheels, and then I like strapped them down so they couldn't move, and that worked for like a mile. And then it was just like something a jackass.
Smirnoff ice everywhere, man.
That was right. So mine and Shanky's boozer. The only place we can really leave from is the Black Bull and Mid Calder. A lot quieter than your Copperton, more civilised. Old man boozer. That's somewhere you go with your dad. But for us coming back, then we'd go into the craziness that was the now Forkin Field, but back in the day was the Torf, and that was always good. Especially after a win, that was always jumping in there. So less mental than your Dean's version, but we were start off very civilised and then go a bit mental.
Partied all the way till 10:30 at night.
I know. I heard the scorn in your voice there. You're like, none of your copper ton madness for me.
Right. Keep it civilised, This is the third attempt at this. Let's keep it nice.
I've been to a couple times. They were not serving any sherries, and Shanks can get a Vicky Orange, and we were like, no, we are out of here.
I asked for a Pinot Grigio, and they were like, get fucking out. Get out. Right. Well, that was good. We tried, and we've managed to at least be civilised.
We've not come to blows yet.
Memorable or honorary shout-outs to Lizzie Bryce was always good as well. Decent. Hearts bus were there. Kelly that was on a few weeks ago. He used to arrange the bus that left from there. Always hunters a good night. So it was more on the Dean's Copper Ton scale than the sophistication of East and Mid Calder. It was carnage. We got kicked out of the Wotherspoons in the centre by riot police. We showed up team mob-handed for a game against Aberdeen, turned tables over celebrating when, remember Rudy, it was in the George Burley season, Rudy hit a shot and it deflected and lobbed up and over the keeper. It was away to Pittodrie. It was like finished 1-1. That was absolute carnage when we were in there celebrating. And then 2 minutes or 5 minutes later, 2 riot vans came and were like out. Kicked us out, and we tried to do that typical Livy thingy walking over to Chicago Rock, which was like 20 metres away. So you get kicked out of Wotherspoons and then you just walk along and be like to the bouncers, can we get in? And be like, I just watched you get kicked out by the police. You're not getting in. You're not getting in here. So we then did the even more Livy thing, which was leave the Copperton and walk all the way around to the whatever it is, the lime kiln, and try to get in there. And the police were like, "Wait, what are you doing? We can see you. The pub is just over there. You're already getting in. Go home." So we went back to the Copperton, and it was class. Right, boysies, that's pretty much it. And there's nothing else we want to talk about.
Yeah, we're all good.
We'll end it with a leave it on the stand, back the campaign. We'll be all over Twitter with it. And when we get some information that we can share, we'll share it. Other than that, we will see you next Tuesday, where we will be either live reaction or we'll just pod since the Diddy League's done, whilst the Morton game is on, and keep you all updated. So anyway, boys, have a good week. I will see you later.
See you later.
Get out.